Welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Elmara coming to you with the 100 Miracles in 100 Days project and the first step on my fifth dimension activation and effortless manifesting quickie. So let's just start by taking a big, long, slow, deep breath in, or a soft, gentle breath, whatever works for you. Just follow the breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Letting go of everything that's outside this moment. Do this several times. And when you're ready, when your awareness has come back within you, you can breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. However, I would strongly suggest if you're getting irritated or if you think I'm talking too much, maybe just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth and release whatever it is that's coming up for you. So we're on Miracle 68 at the moment. It's really late in the day for me to be doing this, but there's been lots of noise going on, and it's still going on, but if I don't get it done, well, you won't get a miracle today, so there might be some banging and crashing in the background, so just breathe for me. And today's miracle is about saving some trees that were poisoned. So I lived in this gorgeous place that was opposite the cemetery. It was around the time that I was a gatekeeper in that little house that was opposite the cemetery. And there was the most magnificent, tallest, extraordinary gum trees. And at different times, the energy would just howl up through the cemetery and howl through those trees and come straight in my front door and out my back windows on my son's room. It was just exquisite. And there was a directive by the council to come out and cut down all the tall trees. God knows why. But I was just devastated for them. And I remember going to drop one of my Japanese students off at the airport. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. As we were putting our suitcases in the car, I kind of was caught by a Tawny Frog Mouth owl. And I'm sure, I just looked at it directly, and it was hooting, and I was sure it was saying to me, save our home, save our home. And so I promised that I would do the best that I could, and if they couldn't, they could come to my place. There was a few big trees out the front of my place, but it backed onto a national park. Anyway, so I did do the best I can. I did everything I could to get it stopped. I even was naughty and peeled off the orange paint that was on some of the trees that were just too magnificent to be chopped down. And anyway, stupid council comes out on the day that it was supposed to be happening, and they just came out and they just cut down not just the tall trees but all the trees for a whole strip. They were doing it all along the whole road along the cemetery. I was only worried about the ones that were outside of mine. I'd gone to work crying, and I heard one of the bloody small-minded people I work with say, she's crying over some trees. Anyway, when I got home from work, I just dropped my bag inside because I live right opposite the cemetery. And I just went out and I stood on top of like the biggest one that had a big trunk that would have been, I don't know, maybe 5 foot across. And I just stood on the tree and I just connected to God, and I sent all my love to this tree, saying, I am just so sorry this happened. I tried everything I could to stop this, and I'm sorry it wasn't good enough. you still lost your life, and I'm just devastated that you're no longer here. Besides the fact it left a bloody great big gape and you could see all the cemetery, you couldn't see it all before that. I knew it was there, but you couldn't see it. Anyway, so the next thing that happened was that a couple of weeks later, I'm coming home, and all I was doing was connecting to the sun and God and bringing love down through my being and out through my feet and into the roots of the plants. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just doing that because I wanted to send the love some tree because it was covered in all this horrible orange poison where they'd chopped it off. It was all over the tree. And I just thought it was a disgusting thing to do to a tree. Anyway, a couple of weeks later, I get off the bus, and to my shock and surprise, I noticed that the tree that I'd stood on had all these shoots. It was reshooting. It was like just taking off again, like they hadn't managed to poison it. I was so beside myself with excitement. I was jumping up and down and carrying on like a pork chop, raced inside, threw my bag in, and threw my bag inside. Anyway, I raced inside, raced back outside to my plant that was growing, sent it heaps more love, and I hadn't done the same exercise with all the other trees that had been cut down, and they hadn't shot, and they didn't have any shoots on them, and they had had the poison on top of them then for about 2 to 3 weeks before I spotted that the one that I'd sent all the love to was growing. So I just then was going, oh, I'm so sorry. Got to remember this is 3 decades ago now. I'm so sorry, I should have sent you all love. If I'd known, I would have done it. And I just kind of connected to God, sent love to all of these trees, and bugging me dead. Within a week, all of those trees had shot as well. They all had shoots on them, all coming back, all growing, despite the fact that they'd had this horrible orange poison on them for more than 2 weeks. I think it was 2 to 3 weeks since they'd cut them all down. So that's the power that exists within you. What also then happened was about a year later, the council came back and was cutting down all of the suckers. And I remember when it happened, I remember saying to them all, can you please to the trees, just make yourself invisible if the buggers ever come back here again. So 1 year later, they come back to do all of the cutting down of the suckers. And I don't know what happened, but they were cutting them all down again, all the way up to the street. There was a street, there was 2 doors. There was myself, then the next door neighbour who was on the corner, then a street. And they cut all the way up to opposite that street, and they didn't cut any more down at all. That was it. That was the end of them. And so when I first came back to Queensland a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago, I had to sort some business stuff out, and I had to go to Milton, which was the next suburb to where I lived. And I went and stood there, and all of those trees that I'd saved were still there. So that's the power. And they were big and tall and strong and beautiful again, because another 30 years had passed since I was there. So that's our miracle for the jade. That's the power that exists within you. That's what you can do to help save the world. That, if you keep working on your spiritual path and awaken all of that good stuff within you, then you will be able to that's just the scratch of the tip of the iceberg. I'm going to say the scratch of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg of what's possible when we all step fully into our power. And that's why it's really important that you continue to just keep raising your vibration, seeing anything that shows up in your life as not something for you to go digging around in, but just to show you, hey, this is where you need more light. This is where you need more light in your life, or this part of your body needs more light so that you can operate at a higher frequency. Okay? Right, so that's a miracle done. I thought that would take forever, that miracle, to tell, because it's much, much bigger than that in my mind. So let's just do the first step of the fifth dimension activation. So breathe in. Bring your awareness back within. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose if you can, unless you're yawning or releasing. And I want you to breathe in, bring your awareness into your hands, point them to the sun. Breathe out, tie the energy from your hands around the sun. Connect your energy to the energy of the sun. Breathe in now, draw your hands with you, bring all that awesome light from the sun down through your crown chakra. Fill your entire body with golden light from the sun, and breathe it out into your body and take the last 5% of that gold light all the way down, taking your hands with you, pointing them to the core of Mother Earth, and tie that 5% of that energy around the center of Mother Earth. Breathe in and bring that energy from the center of Mother Earth all the way back up. Let it flood every cell, every atom, every molecule of your being as you breathe out, and take the last 5% up to the sun. Breathe in, drawing golden source light from the sun. Breathe it out into your 100 trillion cells and your 100 trillion telomeres. Take the last 5% down into the earth. Bring that energy back up again. Breathe out. Take it back up to the sun. One more time. Breathe in. Bring all of that source light down from the sun. Breathe it out into your being. And as it's going out, it's just flushing through anything that's out of alignment, out into the core of Mother Earth. Breathe in and bring the energy from the core of Mother Earth back up. Breathe out, let it flood every cell, every atom, every molecule of your being. Now, if you do that for 10 to 20 minutes at the start of your day in a soft morning sun, if you can't, you can imagine you're doing it in the sun. If you can't stand, you can sit. But must make sure you sit with your back off the chair so the energy can flow up your spine. And if you're sick, you can do it in bed, laying on your side. 10 to 20 minutes connecting to the earth and the sun, you will line up all of your meridian lines. And as been proven, there's 4 decades of testimonials on my website of people that did the full fifth dimension, but there's still people that hadn't even done. They just committed to doing the fifth dimensional training. And one woman manifested $93,000. There's another lady whose testimonial is in this series with a gorgeous woman with all these colours coming out of her heart, who manifested $36,000 a year for the rest of her life. And she's only been doing step 1 and listening to these recordings. So it's all about you raising your frequency up into something higher and brighter. You are such an infinitely powerful being, and all of that has been told. You've been told that you're small and you're weak, or whatever it is. But whatever the story is, that's the part that you came to heal, so that you can then heal other people that are in that situation. That's it. These things happen to your body. They did not happen to you. You most likely came in as an infinitely powerful being, and the people around you were so frightened they shut you down really quickly. And it's the shut down part that's causing the problem. And all you need to do is reconnect to the light and the soul of who you are. And that power and light and love within you is so strong. It will dissolve all those things that you think are the matter with you anyway. Breathe. And it's here when you're in this space of alignment with the earth and the sun. You're in a physical body on physical earth plane to learn physical lessons. And if you just take a moment and think about everything that you need in your life here on earth comes from earth. All your food, all your clothing, your shelter, even money comes from paper from trees, or if it's the new rubber stuff, it comes from the rubber tree. So everything. And so coming into alignment with Mother Earth is another powerful way to make manifesting a whole lot easier for you. Breathe for me, please. And if you'd like to know more of how to do that, please let me know, as we will be doing a 10-week fifth dimensional spiritual activator training that will start in April, early April, preferably. Alrighty, just breathe for me, please. And I'm just going to send you a quick blast of fifth dimensional energy. If you'd like to know more, I'll have all the details about the program down below. You can contact me through my website www.elmaraseraphim.com, or you can just leave me a message on how to contact you, and we will. Alrighty. Just a quick blast. Just breathe this in. Got a sore knee. Breathe it into any area of your life that you need or want to. Okay. Oodles of love and blessings.